So, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all our viewers around the globe, and welcome to another series of intimate conversations with myself, host Mandy Horton. And today's guest is Vickie Boyle. Welcome, Vickie.
Hiya.
Ooh.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's happening. We've been, everyone's so busy and trying to juggle dates and
I
times and
know,
get
right?
together has been a bit insane, but seems to be getting even more insane, I think, with
I think
lots
it's
of people.
definitely a lot more insane, but there's always divine timing. Do you know what I mean? It seems
Absolutely,
haphazard, but it's always like when it's meant to be, as we know.
absolutely, for sure it is. And just to kick it off, I'd just say if anyone's interested in pushing the subscribe button on my YouTube channel, that would be amazing. Thank you. And grow this community so that we can share more with the beautiful peeps that we bring in and chat with and get them out there a bit further out for everyone. So, for those who don't know Vicky, I'm just going to introduce you. So, Vickie Boyle is an intuitive channeler, multidimensional reader, and healer who helps people remember who they truly are and reconnect with the power that's always been within them. After leaving a successful career investigating computer crime and multi-million dollar fraud, that's so interesting on its
Not
own.
my fraud, not my fraud,
No.
my fraud. Just make that clear.
Yeah, she followed her heart from England to New Zealand to create a life with more freedom, joy, and connection to nature. Her sessions help people feel seen, trust themselves, and remember their own power. So, despite what she does, Vicky considers herself very normal. She swears too much, dances her ass off in nightclubs, is obsessed with all things Castle Hill, and believes love is the answer. She never takes herself too seriously and has a knack for seeing the brilliance in people long before they see it in themselves. Beautiful, Vicky. And yes, you're a fun-loving, gorgeous woman.
Thank you. I just
Um,
struggle to be too serious. That's what I struggle with.
so what was that? Sorry,
I
darling.
struggle to be too serious about things. Yeah,
Oh, truly, we all can be there and do that,
yeah.
and it can be, yeah, it holds us up a bit. I got to a point where it was like, no more doubt, not doing it anymore.
Oh, I definitely do doubt, even though like it's a perpetual thing to get over yourself, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So, Vicky, the first sort of question I asked to start us off
Okay.
is, were you a consciously awake child when you birthed in? Like, were you? If not, when did this sort of realm start for you? And sort of as much as you would like to share and around what the dynamics of your family were that brought you, like, how did you get into this space that you're in now?
Oh, I definitely wasn't like a conscious child. I wasn't one of them kids that like saw spirit and from the get-go, not at all. But what I was like massively empathic, like off the chart. I knew what people were thinking, feeling. Like I've always knew people better than they knew themselves, which was really weird.
Yeah.
Like my mum recalls, like when I was like four, and we went to America for the first time, and she was with me and my sisters. Like I was always very giving, very loving. Like I could feel everyone's stuff and was like carer, like all us spiritual lot. We're natural carers, so I was always
Mm.
that. And I think what changed the game for me is I just happened to grow up in a family that went to mediums. It was just what we did. My family would never describe themselves as spiritual ever, but they've all got fucking gifts, but they just deny it. Or they
Yeah.
see it in themselves. But so we always grew up going to mediums. And then when I was 10, my best friend in the world, who was my neighbor, she died suddenly. It was like a sudden, tragic death. And when she died, she came to me like the night she died, and we went to her funeral, and that was like what kicked it all off, really, for me. Um, it was mad, like mad stuff was moving around in our house. And in them days, when weird stuff happened to people that weren't spiritual, we called a priest in. We had to bless our house. Well, my mum did. Um,
Right. Yeah, yeah.
so that really got me on the path. And then literally when my friend died, I lost I think like four or five other friends of friends through tragic accidents, car accidents, someone fell off a ladder, all sorts of stuff. So literally the next like 6 years, someone close or relatively close to me would die. And I was only a kid myself, but I just knew there was life after death. And when you're seeing family struggling and in grief, obviously wanting to know that their person was still there. So even as a kid, I took the families to meet to mediums. And then a good friend of mine we used to go clubbing with, he got murdered basically in a road rage accident. It was quite a famous case at the time by a well-known famous like bank robber. So when he died, I went took his family, and that's when lots of stuff started happening to me personally, like just sensing things, feeling things. Um, yeah, so that's what got me connected with bit like the mediumship sort of thing. And ultimately, what changed it all was I really got connected with fairies. So I started to have like mad experiences at home. When I was
Yeah.
17, I saw my first UFO out my window. I was hanging around with a neighbor of mine who was into aliens. And yeah, in my our house was like 3 story and I was at the top. And I saw this like ship outside my window and clear as day, clear as day. So that happened. So also what happened this time, I started to get like personal experience that no one I couldn't deny. And you'd tell people about it and they'd look at you like you were absolutely fucking mental. And that's when I started to realize and hold my own sovereignty more, that I don't care what any of you say, like I know what I saw. So and then when I think I was about 21, my best friend of all time, her brother got killed in a car crash, which was
Mm,
horrendous. And then 3 days later, he started talking to me. So that's kind of how
wow.
it all started there. But my family were not supportive at all. My sister's a psychologist, a doctor, and she genuinely thought I was going mental. Like when I started being clairaudient, she honestly was telling my mum that I needed to be sectioned. And so I've never had, yeah, I've never really had the family openness and support about this. But I think in a way, that's a really good experience because it drives you to like go forward with yourself no matter what. So yeah, I didn't really get the family support.
Right. And what about now though? Do they get it more now? Like you've got
Well,
that?
this is fucking crazy because I was in England. I was in England last time I was in England. My sister, out the blue, asked me for a reading. Like, talk about pigs do fly. Like, honestly, so that was mad.
Yes.
So that must be the consciousness on the planet because that is something I thought I'd never, never see. So they
Yeah.
accept me. They accept me. This is my thing. But there's still subjects I can't talk about in front of them.
No, I find that even with my family, and I've
Do
been
you?
enlisted many, many years. Yeah. And it got to a point where, like, I totally get the keeping everything to yourself because
Yeah.
people don't understand. And they do think that you're a bit la la.
Yeah.
But in some way, they do come round to it. I think with my
Yeah.
mum, she realized that things that I had said to her, like I
Yeah.
knew what age I was going to meet my husband, where
Wow.
I was going to meet him,
Oh my God.
what age I was going to be when we got married,
Right.
all these things, and they actually happened in that state. And she was like, I know she thought about that and thought, actually, there's something in this.
I do know
Um,
with my mum, to be fair, like she really recognised this journey I was on because I can't remember the time scale, maybe 2000s. I got into theta healing, which is all about clearing subconscious beliefs. Like I got
yeah,
mental passionate about it, and she really noticed the change of me, how much happier I became. So that was good for her. That was tangible evidence of things being different. And in London, there's a college called the College of Psychic Studies, right? I don't know if you've ever heard of it. Have you heard of it?
yeah, yes. And there's another one too up in
Oh,
it might be that one actually. There's the Findhorn one, but there's
yeah.
that, yeah, where
That
people
one's
go and
in,
train to be medium and psychic and all the things. Yeah,
honestly, when I found that place, I was like, oh my God, absolutely stunning. It's in Kensington. It's literally at Hogwarts School, literally
yeah,
unbelievable. So I took my mum there, but she had a bad back, and she walked in, had a session, and walked out fine. So that was really good. But that college was like the best training for me, like honestly, because they've been going since the 1800s, right? And Sherlock Holmes, author, was on the board of directors, so it was a really eminent place. And they did a
oh,
lot of scientific studies since the 1800s because
yeah,
early 1800s they were into something called ectoplasm. So when the mediums used to do readings, this white substance would come out their mouth. That was the rage. And
yes,
so yeah, I got to like see and experience all of that. And yeah, that was the best training ground. And that's when I realized spirituality was my passion. So
yeah.
So cool.
There
And
was
it, like, go
a
on.
guy from there. English guy, David, someone
Hamilton?
he used to, who?
Was it David Hamilton? Don't
Oh
know. Go on.
gosh. Anyway, he used to be, he was invited out here quite regularly by a guy that I used to get to the centre when I was running centres.
Oh, were you?
And this guy would materialize spirit. So they would have a very small group that would go in and do this seance type stuff. And they would materialize in the room. There were photos and things of it. It was pretty impressive.
I went to a couple of them at the college. It was mad. We were in a room. It had to be jet black. No one could like
Yes.
move. No one could move because it could damage the medium or something. Yeah, and then literally a face would appear over their face. It was crazy. Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
They were into something called table tipping as well, which they did in the 1800s, where you lightly touch table. You build up the energy by clapping and singing so that there's energy in the room, and then the table tips and moves around the room. So that was pretty
Yeah.
cool. But
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, no, these guys, yes, I've seen the face change thing, but these guys were actually materializing in the room, like
Wow.
beside the table where they were standing and things. But
Nice.
yeah, when I was teaching development classes, I got suggested sit in the chair there and then ask one of the guides to come through and
Yeah.
show themselves through you. And oh my goodness me. What a lot of fun. We had so much fun. Yeah,
Wow.
it was incredible. One woman, honestly, one of her guides was a snake, was this cobra or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And her whole, you saw her transforming and her skin, the skin went like scaly and you could see
Oh.
the diamondy pattern on her neck and up
Wow.
through. It was incredible. Everyone was like,
Wow.
she started like, I was going, it's all right, just stay with, keep
Wow.
going. It was
That's the thing.
incredible.
When you see that stuff, you can't not see it. So when you've got people around you saying it's wrong or you're mad, yeah, it's just crazy, isn't it? You
It
can't
is.
unsee what you see. But that's really cool. I didn't know you run all development groups and all that. There's so much I
Oh,
don't know
for
about you,
years,
darling.
years and years and years. Yeah. Love teaching energy work, how we are this energy and what that really means. And I used to build structure, energetic shapes and different things in the middle of the room, up in the
Yeah.
air. And,
Yeah.
and then students would come in and they'd be feeling into it and sensing hands and every intuition around what shape it might be. And then
Nice.
I might lock something in the center of it where they'd find out what was in the center of it as well. So yeah, that was really fun. We had so much fun. I really enjoyed doing all that. It was
I
incredible.
do like there really is a need for that sort of stuff, and I'm not sure you can replicate it on Zoom. Like that's why
No,
I
you
haven't gone
can't.
down that route myself. But you can't beat them kind of school type things where you get to actually
Yes.
experience all of that and do all them exercises and yeah like
Yeah.
before because I was so blown away by the college of psychic studies it was my I lived there practically for about 6 years um my ex-husband and I we did this whole vision board like before we came to New Zealand we wanted to open up a college here because there really is a need and then we split up and it all that was obviously wasn't my path but yeah them kind of in-person development schools I do feel like they are still needed.
They are. And I think what I saw anyway was that through the COVID era,
Mm.
we were told to stay away from everyone. Isolation, isolation,
Mm.
isolation.
Yeah.
And now I'm finding that people they stayed in that sort of vibe for quite a long time. Everyone was a bit scared, not everyone, but those maybe
Yes.
developing were a
Yes.
little afraid to come into group and gather together in person. And
Mm.
and if somebody coughed, well, so now I'm finding that there's this shift now where people are really coming back into present in-person gatherings. It's beautiful, and I love that. I've always loved it. It's
Mm.
energetically, you can.
Oh,
I get that we can do that online, and that's something I had to transfer into because I
yeah.
wasn't an online girl. Everything was hands-on.
Yeah.
These intimate conversations I used to run in a hall
Did you?
and have in person. peeps and guests, and then yeah, we'd highlight them and platform them and all the things. So yeah, I've done a lot of that, and I've often thought, do we go back to that? Because there is a need. I can see it.
It'd be like an addition to like this sort of thing, hey?
Yeah, 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 for sure.
Because
Yeah.
New Zealand doesn't really have like mind, body, spirit stuff. I'm sure, I think I saw one recently, but even them kind of events are really cool to like.
Oh, we've got them. They've been going on for a long time. Mind, Body, Spirit expos. They're
But
brilliant.
I haven't seen any in Auckland. I missed
Yeah,
it.
have a look on the Facebook page.
Oh,
They've
okay,
got
cool. I
they
missed
come
it
to
then.
Whangarei twice a year. It's beautiful.
Okay,
I,
that's
I
good.
love them. Yeah, it's a great place. Because we
Mm.
haven't, there used to be shops, like the crystal shops were like hubs
Right,
where,
okay.
people that didn't know where to find anyone would go in there and they'd know where the psychic mediums were. They might have readers in there
Yeah.
monthly or weekly or something. And
Mm,
they were a hub, but that all got lost.
I know.
Um, and there was a big major shop down in Palmerston North. My
Right.
sister-in-law, ex-sister-in-law ran it or owned it. And that
Mm.
she's just closed that down because it's just not viable. But
Maybe we need to bring
it's
it
a
back
shame.
then. Do you know what I mean? Because it makes me think like in London in Covent Garden, there were so many cool places like that. Like you're saying, shops, and then
Yeah,
you've got readers there and hubs, and yeah,
yeah,
it's like a gathering place as well. So maybe we need to try and bring that
absolutely.
back somehow.
Yeah. And Glastonbury, I loved that. When I was there, it was like, oh my God, I'm going to turn Dargaville's a little place over on the west coast here. And I was like, I'm going to turn Dargaville into Glastonbury and we're going to have workshop shops everywhere. There were astrologies and,
Yeah.
astrologers who were in a shop that was an astrology reading. And you go in and they might run workshops and teachings in there. And then the other shop down the road was someone else doing readings and things like they were actually shops that you went into that
Although,
held all
although,
those
like having
beautiful
been to
things.
Glastonbury last year, I won't be hurrying back. I have to say
No,
that
it's
Glastonbury was
changed, eh?
completely fucked up. Yeah, like
Yeah,
whoa, lots of skullduggery being put on it and all sorts. Yeah. Oh,
yeah, definitely. No, when I was there, that was about 25 years ago,
oh, that
probably.
would have been a totally different kettle
It
of
was
fish then.
incredible. Loved it. It was
That would
absolutely
have been more like
incredible.
the Hogwarts place, like the magic
Yeah,
gathering.
yeah, it was. It was. It was so magical. I loved it. We were only meant to be there for a night, and I said, no, I'm staying longer. Let's do 3 or 4 days. And it was really lovely. I loved it. Soaked up that energy. It's
Mm.
amazing.
As we're talking, I'm really feeling into what you shared me before about you're doing this thing where you're bringing people together to give speak like to give talks and stuff about spirituality. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
just feeling the energy importance of that because it reminded me when I was at the College of Psychic Studies. Bear in mind the internet was like not a thing then, like every Tuesday night or Thursday night, whenever it was, we'd get like cutting edge speakers in or yeah, cutting edge spiritual speakers in. And it was just so amazing to be flooded with that sort of stuff. Like I met Dolores Cannon, for goodness sake. Do you know what I mean?
right. Yeah, yeah.
Chatted to her and like she did her talk and yeah, so there is
Mm,
a need for that. So to just pop that
yeah,
in mind.
there is. I know there was a lot of festival stuff going on. And I know that the expos even, a lot of people really enjoy they have a talk where you can
Yeah,
go in
of
and do a
course.
talk for 20 minutes or something. And I know that people really enjoy them. Well, this is what one of those days is. It's going to be, yeah. So yeah, we'll just see how it rolls and yeah, keep an eye out for them around your towns and cities, everyone, because we might be coming to your door.
Nice.
Um, so you were talking about everything Castle Hill, Vicky. You've just started a project with that, haven't you? Or around
Yes.
the Castle Hill energy and information, you were getting a lot of channeled energy.
Honestly, like I went there last October. I've only been there 3 times because obviously I'm in Auckland. Um, and just all of last year, every month, I was attending this thing called Galactic Transmission. So there's a place in Auckland called the Life Centre. Shout out to Jane and Taku, amazing beings. So every month they were doing these transitions, all galactic, off the chart. I mean, honestly, the energies, the frequency, the upgrades were ridiculous. And basically, the point of that, it was culminating at the end of the year in Castle Hill, our final gathering. So I went there last October, and like how everyone feels when they go to Castle Hill.
Uh-huh.
Just what an amazing place. The way it makes you feel, you're so happy, it's so peaceful. It's just home. And I got this overwhelming, like, oh my God, this is home. Like, and I knew I'd lived there. And then all these like memories were starting to come back to me. And I haven't felt passionate about something in such a long time. Like when I think about it, like really passionate. And this place makes me really passionate. So I knew
Right.
last October somehow I've got to do something here. I don't know what it is, but I know. And then I went there like a couple more times, and what's happened, it's morphed into me being like, I feel like a journalist, like as in so interested to know and learn about Castle Hill. Like there is so much to know. I could probably do 50,000 channels and still not have the inf all the information.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying like I ask spirit like questions and I automatic write their answers. So that's a passion. And then from that, I'm now offering like a 4 week container, which is mostly about galactic healing, channelings, and then we touch on Castle Hill and get open up people's connections to Castle Hill. And then I'm going to be running, I think, probably like a 3 month online course to preparing people for Castle Hill, reminding them or helping them remember their remembrance, remember their gifts. What I've noticed, I do healing as well as reading, is we've got like the 3D matrix, right? We know there's a 3D matrix that from birth we're plugged into, and our journey being spiritual is to unplug ourselves from the matrix, right? Well, not only is
Hmm.
there a matrix here on Earth, there's, I don't know how to describe it, but there's a matrix, it's like a galactic matrix, an overlay, it on the galactic. So when people come to me, last 6 months, I'm unhooking them, undoing them, disconnecting them from the control system. So um, part of my online stuff is to free people. Like the more we release our baggage, the controls, our trauma, many of us have been in galactic wars that's affecting us in the now, especially our soul missions in the now, making us
Yeah.
be fearful of stepping out and having voice and being the light and all the rest of it. So that 3 months is literally a journey back to self, a remembrance of who people truly are. Because like I just feel passionately, obviously, that everyone's magical. We are all so uniquely, individually perfect, and we've got so much um, knowledge, data, wisdom in us that needs to come out. And really, what it boils down to, bottom line, is belief in ourselves. That's it. We don't
Mm.
generally believe in ourselves, and that's what I feel is my role in my readings and the healings to remind people of their own brilliance. And they say like love yourself, believe in yourself, but what is magical is when people keep telling you that, because in the end you believe it. Like when I started
Yeah.
doing my readings, like like everybody that starts doing reading, doubt yourself. Oh my God, I'm rubbish. Are they gonna relate? And doubt. But the only thing that got me to change it is just the number of good feedbacks I got. That's we believe other people more than ourselves sometimes, and so that's part of the 3 month thing that will culminate on a 4 day retreat at Castle Hill.
Oh, beautiful. So,
Um,
so do you, do you need to have already been to Castle Hill
oh God,
and
no, 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 no,
open
no,
up
no.
that remembering? No, of course
No, 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 no. It's more remembrance of self.
not.
Castle Hill's like the amplifier. Like Castle
Yes.
Hill is like the mecca that seems to remind us, or like I get told that we've got these time capsules in us, and Castle Hill's like really good at just opening them or activating them. So yeah, you don't need to have been there, and also you can have been there 50,000 times and still get a call in to come on this
Mm,
journey. So it's just journey back to self. That's all it is. Like
yeah, for
Castle Hill
sure.
contains everything you could possibly
Mm,
want to know. It's like an
mm.
amazing, well, it's also school, library. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like that to me. It feels like, if we look at like the structure for me is almost like a big building that has many levels to it that are all different parts of the parts of us aspect that we can bring in, help ourselves be here more. Yeah, it's
It
really beautiful.
contains the answers. They say in the channel, like it contains the answers to like all that's been, all that is, all that will be, everything,
Mhm.
all
Yeah.
civilizations, all beings, all species, all realities. Yeah, it's just like it contains it all. But what's been so cool, I'm really loving about this journey, is the number of people that have been reaching out to me, sharing their story about Castle Hill. So if anyone watching this has some amazing connections yourself, like I really want to hear it. That's like buzzing me out big
Mm.
time. Because yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not the only person. Do you know what I mean? People have had have amazing connections there, and I love hearing all the stories. There's some bloke amazing guy that's messaged me. He's in New Mexico. He's American. In 2006, he got called to like come here and open schools, and he's connected with Castle Hill. And just yeah, feel really
Beautiful.
privileged to get to hear these stories. Again, I don't know where it's
Yeah.
going to go, but I'm just like buzzing out at it at the
And
moment.
when do you start that, Vicky? Is it already started or is it
No,
coming
million
up?
dollar question. Because being ADHD, I like it's doing the thing is what I'm not very good at. But I'm looking to start the 3 month thing in September, end of September, and then I'm
Beautiful.
maybe the retreat like January or February, probably January, and then
Yeah.
I'm doing my 4 week container probably in a couple of weeks. So I do need to get my arse in gear and send the info out.
Right.
I'm going to keep
So
rolling this. This is a, at this moment in time, things change. This is going to be a lifelong calling of mine for sure.
beautiful. So this will go out just before, it'll be a couple of weeks before you actually start the container. So
Yeah,
that'll be perfect. Perfect
yeah,
timing, as we say, always.
exactly. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. And what about you? You have children, eh?
I've got three boys. I'm a single mama of three teenage boys, and
Yeah.
I mean, all parents know this, but let me tell you, what a bloody hard stage. Do you know what I mean? It's so weird. Like you think you're cruising, and then they become teens, and it's like you've got to learn parenting all over again. Like
I know.
it's like
Tell me
they're
about it.
men in like they're children in men's bodies. I hope they never watch this. But yeah, it's mad. It's like a whole different ball game. It's yeah, and
Yeah,
being a single mum, it's bloody hard,
it
honestly.
is very hard. I
No,
totally get that. I did that myself, but I
I
had girls.
know.
And it's that part where you sort of the worm turns. You think you know your child, and then next minute the worm turns, and it's like, hey, who is this kid?
And
And
it's been
there's
so, sorry, you go.
no, I was just going to say, and there's often moments you think, gosh, I love you, but I really don't like you. I
Oh,
don't like what you're up to right now.
that's been through the whole journey, babe, not just
Yeah,
now.
yeah, it's
No,
part out, eh?
obviously, I adore my boys, but it's been a trip because I grew up in a house of girls. I'm one of three girls. Had no experience of boys, and they're a different kettle of fish. But the beautiful thing is, like, I know that's another of my passion projects. I'm definitely here to be a voice for the boys, or give boys and men voices. Like, if anyone comes to me, especially a man, for a reading, I'm a connector as well with my readings. I want to set them up or connect them with other men's groups, or because that's what
Yeah,
we
yeah,
need more
yeah.
men's groups. Like our men need voices, and I'm a massive advocate of that. And I think that's why I've got three boys.
Yeah, it is. And what the men need, see, boys birthed into beautiful women like yourself because they needed that feminine. The men have been, we can see what the world's about when you look at it and you truthfully see who's running the world in
Yeah.
its way, is it's very patriarchal and it's very much the masculine, the old masculine. And so the men, there was a lot of men whose children were taken away from them in separation from their families, right? And
Mhm.
so mums who wouldn't let the fathers see the kids anymore and all the things. And one of the men that came to me and I was talking with him, and I said to him, look, it's just that. It's not that that you've done anything wrong, really. That's just not where it is. It's about the
No.
boys, because he had boys, and I said they need the feminine. It's really important for you to come into your balance and your feminine as well. Will help them because this world needed the feminine, the masculine to take more of the feminine on. And so, yeah, I can see why the boys are birthed in with you. And have any of these boys, I'm sure they have, got gifts showing up like you have, Vicky?
Nothing like literally nothing overt, and that's to drive me mad. Like, how can these boys be bored of someone like me? Because like for years they didn't like me didn't like me talking about it. And I won't say which boy, but one of
Yeah,
my children was very anti anything. He used to get annoyed at me talking about this, and my yeah, I won't say which kid, but one of my kids was definitely an empath and really like always connected, and his I feel is the most like me. But yeah, my other child that was really anti me had went through some heavy shit. recently-ish. Anyway, through that process, yeah, he watched that Disclosure film. He came to
Oh,
that Disclosure film, and he's literally really open to it all now. I
look,
can't believe it. He's done like a 360 degrees. And but he, I feel, is my most spiritual kid. He is my galactic child. He is not human, 100% human, but nor are most of us. Um,
yeah,
so yeah, nothing overt. Just they're all empaths, though. They're all
yeah,
empaths, and they're all really emotionally intelligent, which I'm so chuffed about. That's really important for me. Um,
yeah, very.
nothing obvious.
Mm.
My middle
It's
kid, he's open. Yeah,
yeah,
he gets his energy. He's an empath, but yeah, nothing obvious. Like yeah, nothing obvious.
yeah.
Anyway, I feel it's a yeah. I
It,
feel it's
it's
only thing.
it's it's sort of like I've like my two girls even there's a and even I can see it in my grandchildren, like particularly the youngest little 6-year-old.
Oh wow,
She's pretty out the gate, like actual, but and she's definitely not here to conform, which is
good
great.
on her. Good
Oh
on
my
her.
gosh. But when I look at them thinking, oh my God, they grew up with me and they did think I was really woo-woo, and there was a lot of, conversation around all that. But when I look at them, they are doing it, but in their own way and a lot through creativity.
Oh
So it's
yeah,
the creative field that it's coming through in them. And that part there for me is what I love. It's like if I taught them anything, really, it was about following their heart. Don't
nice.
just get to conform to the job so that you've got this money every week.
So,
Like open your creativity up and follow your passion
yeah,
and just be that because it'll be worth it in the end.
and
Might be a bit harder.
creativity is the key, and it's so annoying because my kids were like play center kids, nature kids. They're so creative, and then of course, since school, and now they wouldn't even class themselves as creative. It's such a shame. So that is a thing I do think about how on earth can I encourage that more
Yeah,
because yeah,
they'll come back to it. They will. There'll be points in there where they come back to it, I'm sure. Yeah.
yeah. But I
Because
was just thinking, gone.
I was just going to say, there's so much that is, in a sense, pushing them in different directions, in the trainings through school and what they should do, all the things, like yeah. Anyway, they get there. They get
Yeah.
there in
Well,
the end.
having said that, my eldest boy, who's an academic, is falling in love with woodworking. So I'm well chuffed about that because that's really creative. But the only thing I wanted to add about the men's subject is I feel like it's definitely my role, but I feel like it's important that us feminine and us females speak up for the man because what's been a trip
Mm.
for me having boys is, before I had boys, us women over the years, you make comments, you don't even think about it, like men are this or men are that. And now I've got 3 boys, and like it's actually hard for them. They're not encouraged to talk about feelings in their peer groups. It's just not a thing. And even at their young age now, there's so much societal crap that's plonked on them. Like they
Yeah.
don't really stand a chance. So that's where I feel it's us females and us feminine. We need to speak up for the men. And yeah,
Yeah.
that's a passion
The
thing for mine too.
yeah, the way that I saw it through my time as
Yeah.
well was that, I grew up with a beautiful dad. He was a sensitive man.
Oh,
And it
no.
came out in his skin because he had to try to be the tough guy because that's how men were meant to be, the man, and suck it up, son, don't cry, don't be a girl, there was all those sorts of things that were said to them. And dad was a very sensitive man, but he was such a loving, gorgeous person. And
Oh,
mum was the same. So growing up with dad, I saw men in that way, but then it was like I attracted the abusive men,
okay.
and that came in from a different channel. But what I witnessed too was that we went through this time where women started coming, and it was this divine feminine pushing itself through us, going, hang on a minute, you need to bring yourself away from the masculine.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the things that it's like my name just split up one day and I saw man die instead of
Wow.
Mandy, it was man die. And I thought, yes, I've got to let the masculine within me just sort of blend more, not die so much, but almost that. The old masculine.
Yeah.
And so, looking through time over time, what happened was women decided that they needed to pull away from men because there was so much abuse going on that
Yeah.
men had lost their role. Like the role of man was protecting land, woman, and children, or woman, children, and land, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it became a point in there where women were actually protecting their children and themselves from men. The
Mhm.
role had shifted, and we had to separate self to find ourself.
Yeah.
And now I feel the women are coming back. They're opening their hearts again to men. It's
Exactly.
necessary for that. And I'm watching so many hardcore men that are just softening now. It's so beautiful.
Oh, I
And
love that.
standing beside their woman instead of and supporting them. I just, it
Mhm.
melts me when I see it. It's so beautiful. And I'm witnessing it a lot with relationships that I have around me. And over time, I've watched, I've thought, gosh, you need to get out of there, lady, because man, he's just hard out. And now he's the sort of guy that's just so soft and beautiful and supporting and
Oh,
standing beside her,
wow.
helping. It's
That's why the
beautiful.
work that Jenny and Dan Abdenor do in their
Yes,
relationship rising stuff is just so important because yeah, boys need role models too. I
they
think
do.
that's the lacking part of
Yeah,
society, and that's interesting you shared that because that has been our journey, hasn't it? Because I grew up with a Victorian father, very strict, who I just wasn't a nice person, isn't a nice person, that I completely rebelled against. Then I went to work in like corporates that were all men, IT, computer work in my day. There was no
yes,
women. I was literally the token woman. And like,
yeah,
yeah, the shit I had to deal with. Do you know what I
yeah.
mean? So
I
I
can,
pushed
I
back
know. Mhm.
against the men on that. But then you know what happens? You end up becoming really masculine yourself. So for
You
years,
do.
I was a total man myself. And then obviously being a single mum. And you're right, we're at this journey now. We're done with that shit. We want to be
Yeah,
feminine. You know what I mean? But we need to be met. That's the thing.
yeah, for sure. It is. It's definitely that. And it was hard. It was hard to be feminine in a world of masculine like that.
Well,
I
hey,
totally get it.
yeah.
And I felt just recently over the last couple of years, I feel like I'm safe to be female in my body now.
Oh,
You
nice.
know, it's like there's just, yeah, it's safe to be female.
Wow, it's such a journey though,
Are
isn't it? I think
you hearing me? We've
yeah,
frozen
yeah.
up a bit. My internet's a little
I can hear you
dodgy.
though. No, you're moving back. I can moving back.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think I
cool.
think what's made because I'm on that journey trying to like allow myself to be feminine and just to like move into it. I think sort of a boyfriend of mine really helped me through that journey. So I think yeah, it's meeting certain people that allow you to be you that really is the powerful thing as well. No, you're frozen. You'll come back. I might have to chat to myself. Oh, you're back. Good. See.
Yeah, I just realized it wasn't on the right Wi-Fi frequency, so that's what was happening. Sorry, Vicky, I know that will be on the recording and I'll edit this piece
Oh,
out, but
all
just
good,
repeat
mate.
that, what you were saying.
Oh, I think what changed the game for me, because I'm on the same journey, just trying to be comfortable and allowing myself to be feminine, right? I don't have to be out there doing it all the time. It's just an amazing boyfriend that really is steps up as the strong masculine man. So it allows me to like step back a bit, which is so beautiful. But it's a journey, all this stuff, isn't it? It's a perpetual journey.
It is definitely that. And it is difficult to release that part. Like I've been on my own for 24 years and it's like I've had to be both. And now I
Yeah.
can sort of start bringing myself back to me as well because my kids don't need parenting like they used to.
Right.
And it's a really strange sort of feeling to
Yeah.
be actually thinking about myself more now and putting me in place first rather than everyone else. And it's taken a long time, but it's a beautiful thing. And I feel the same. I feel myself softening more and more too. And I had Archangel Michael flew in one night and he's
Oh,
like charged in and I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And he wanted to bring together a collaboration with me and bringing forward an awareness around defensiveness and how when we are so defensive,
yeah.
everything falls away. Like there's no abundance, there's no flow of prosperity because we're so defensive, nothing gets in. And I looked at that and I thought, gosh, yes, I used to be so defensive, like actual. But when you feel into and you've lived through the hardships of the world and what's going on, and even when we look out there today, it's still going on. There's still,
Oh yeah.
you think in the time that we're in, how people can still be so hard with each other, like unkind, and the one thing that really upsets me the most is the disrespect of this life and form. Oh my God. It's
What do you
like,
mean by that? What do you mean?
well, in respect to the massive privilege it is to have this form that we're in, this body,
Body.
and how, it was gifted to us from our ancestors, of course, but also the privilege of being here in this experience of
Yeah.
being human in a form. And that there for me, and how precious life is here.
Yeah.
And it gets taken advantage of all the time, and it just really saddens me. But yeah, it's changing, thank goodness. And we
Thank
are
God.
coming
Not
out
quick
of it.
enough though, eh, babe? Especially when you've been awake a long time. It's like, oh, for fuck's sake. But it is
Yeah,
changing, and it's just you do see little pockets of evidence of it. And as we know, like no matter what, we just got to keep doing our thing, keep going forward
we do.
as we can. And
Yeah,
yeah, it's a ride though. It's a ride.
it is a ride, but it's definitely moving a lot faster now. I think we've switched over. There's a flick of the switch, and now
Yeah.
it's speeding up. You can feel it. It's massive.
Yeah.
It's
Totally.
great
Totally.
stuff.
Totally.
Awesome, Vicky. So, anything else you'd like to share with everyone before we sign off? Is there any message or something, maybe even
Okay.
from
Right, hang a sec.
Spirit, or
Right, team, any
say
message
whatever
to
you want?
pass on for anyone watching this video? Just connect with your hearts. Be kind. Kindness to others, kindness to self, less judgment. We're moving into a time where there's so much propensity to judge another's journey. Just try your hardest not to judge another's journey. You can never really know what's going on behind the scenes. Um, as always, take time in nature. Anything else to share for this? Get excited, they're saying, making me think now. Get excited about what's coming. There's so many monumental changes coming to the planet, and even though you might comment that things are moving slowly, there's a ramping up behind the scene. There's a ramping up in the energies, and expect massive changes very quickly. Society as we know it now will literally not be the same in 3 to 5 years. Not that nothing's going to happen in them, but 3 to 5 years. We'll look back at these times and be like flabbergasted at how society has changed for the better. Make sure you align yourself with your highest timeline. Don't give in or give way or give energy to any negativity going on out there. That's not your reality. We are each creating on the fly our own individual realities. So just stay uber focused with what will bring you personally joy. This is a personal game in many ways. Um, Tap into us more, they're saying. Tap into us more. Get our help. Call in the angels. Call in your guides. Um, Ask specifically what you need, and the help shall be given. It's like keep your eye on the prize and keep the bird's eye view, keep the eagle's perspective, and find more joy. That's the number one thing. Joy is the
Mm,
biggest creator,
mm.
creative process, manifester. If you can just tap into your passion, tap into your joy, everything will just unfold without effort, they say, without effort. There you go. Short and sweet,
Absolutely.
as
Oh,
always.
that's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, beautiful stuff. And so that joy is starting to come back. Like you were saying about you hadn't felt passion for a while.
No.
It seemed like the passion had just gone out of everything because we were so in all of the releasing and transmuting everything within, the
Oh my God,
wounding
yeah.
and all the things. It was like, oh my God. And now it's like the joy is starting to rise in us again, and we are getting passionate about our being here again. And it's just so beautiful. Yeah, I missed that feeling as well.
I know
Um,
it's just so intoxicating, isn't it? And
yeah.
sometimes we. that Castle Hill bloop came to me, but sometimes we don't know. We've forgotten what brings us joy. And so
That's
Spirit
right.
like really encouraged trying, go back to them times of trying a new hobby, trying a new thing, trying new stuff again so we can re-find what that joy is. Because yeah, it's
Mm,
not always obvious, is it?
no, beautiful. Well,
Thank
thank
you
you
so
so
much.
much,
Oh,
Vickie.
thank you for having me, darling. This isn't the most comfortable space for me, so I appreciate you giving me a space and a platform to get over myself. Get over myself. But yeah,
Yeah, no, absolutely. You're doing fantastically, and I've seen the shift in you over the last few months,
oh,
even
cool.
is
Have
just
you? Oh,
incredible.
that's good.
So, yeah,
Oh, nice.
yes, absolutely. More confidence for sure, and ready to rock and roll.
That's
Just
right.
ready.
It's been
Yeah.
lovely chatting to you, and yeah, I look forward to seeing your events that as you bring them out as well.
Yeah, gorgeous. I'll involve you in one for sure.
So, awesome.
All right. Mwah. Much love to you and the fam, and thank you to everyone who's chimed in. And take good care. Lots of water and earthing.
I
All
will.
right. Much love. Thank you.